What's going on, everybody? GemMint here. Spider-Man is one of those characters that just happens to have more omnibus per character than almost any other character in comic books. And I've done a couple videos over the years taking a look at every Spider-Man omnibus that has been released so far. Well, today I'm going to give you my top 10, my favorite Spider-Man omnibus from number 10 on to number 1. Before we get started, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell. Also, make sure to download and come follow me over on Whatnot. It is absolutely the best app to buy and sell comics. It takes everything good from eBay, everything good from YouTube live auctions, combines them, makes it super fast and efficient, and I do live auctions on there every other Wednesday. My next one, I'm planning to have an all omnibus and hardcover sale, which should be crazy fun. Auction starting at $1. Also, we are doing a giveaway once we hit our next subscriber milestone of 135K. I know it's not a Spider-Man omnibus, but the sealed all-new Wolverine omnibus from Marvel. Stick around to the end of the video and I'll give you more details on that. With that out the way, let's jump into number 10. Alright guys, for number 10, I'm going to go with the Spider-Man by Roger Stern Omnibus. I'm a huge fan of Bronze Age Spider-Man, and this stuff introduces the Hobgoblin. Now, it was a big mystery at first. Who was this person who raided the Green Goblin stash and seen flying around in this Goblin glider, but he has a different color scheme? Well, this omnibus gives you all that plus more. It also gives us the Spectacular Spider-Man series, issues 43 through 61 and issue 85, Amazing Spider-Man 206, 224 through 252, plus annuals 16 and 17. Ending this where Spider-Man gets the black suit alien costume, this symbiote that would later become Venom. Number 9. Alright guys, for number 9, I'm going to go with the Ultimate Spider-Man Omnibus. Not Peter Parker, but Miles Morales. And this is his first appearance. This is the stuff with him in the Ultimate Universe before he would eventually come over to the Marvel 616. It collects Ultimate Fallout issue 4, along with the ongoing series Ultimate Comics Spider-Man issues 1 through 28. It even has issue 16.1, Spider-Man issue 1 through 5, where Peter Parker and Miles Morales meet for the first time, Cataclysm Ultimate Spider-Man 1 through 3. It has Ultimate Spider-Man 200, and then the retitled Miles Morales Ultimate Spider-Man 1 through 12. I think Bendis did a great job of introducing Spider-Man to a whole new generation, giving new, younger readers a Spider-Man that they can call their own. Plus, you have updated modern artwork, great storytelling, and a great Omni. Number 8. Miles Morales wouldn't be the first time Bendis gave us a fresh new take on Spider-Man. He did it first with Peter Parker and Ultimate Spider-Man. This is in that same universe where eventually we would see Miles Morales, but this is the retelling of Peter Parker's origin and how he became Spider-Man for a newer generation. Collecting issues 1 through 39 of this run, plus Ultimate Spider-Man 1/2, this lonely omnibus was a volume 1 for years and years until we finally got an announcement that they're going to continue this run with a volume 2. Bendis took a lot of creative liberties with the characters that Stan Lee and Steve Ditko introduced us to in the Silver Age, but I thought it was done tastefully, tactfully, and it made a lot of sense for some of those wonky animal type characters that we've seen throughout Spider-Man's run. Number 7. Speaking of the Silver Age, we're going to jump into a classic, The Amazing Spider-Man Volume 2. Now, although it's not Steve Ditko, it is Stan Lee and John Romita Sr. This omnibus collects issues 39 through 67 with annual 3 and 4, plus the Spectacular Spider-Man magazine format issues 1 and 2. We finally get the unveiling of who the Green Goblin is in this omnibus. Spoiler alert, it's Norman Osborn, and seemingly we get the death of Norman Osborn, the first appearance of the Rhino. Spider-Man begins his relationship with Mary Jane, and you have the first appearance of the Kingpin in the Spider-Man No More comic book where Spider-Man hangs it up. You have a ton of other great stories here featuring the Vulture, Mysterio, and more, making it one of my favorite omnibus in the Spider-Man series. Number 6. Number 6, I'm going to go with Spider-Man The Clone Saga Volume 1. I could have easily filled this one up with all 4 Clone Saga and Ben Reilly Saga Omnis, because those are the comics that were on the stands when I was a kid, and that's kind of what I started reading, man. After Maximum Carnage, you had Maximum Clonage. I loved the chromium wraparound covers that they came out with. This one has the introduction of Ben Reilly as the Scarlet Spider. You have the first battle between him and Venom. Collecting Web of Spider-Man issues 117 through 125. Amazing Spider-Man 394 through 401. Spider-Man issues 51 through 58. Spectacular Spider-Man 217 through 224. Spider-Man Unlimited 7 through 4. Spider-Man Funeral for an Octopus 1 through 3, and Spider-Man The Clone Journal. And funny enough, that's what I found so confusing as a kid. When I used to go to the comic shop, which actually we had one in the mall that I used to go to. Shout out to Coral Square Mall in Coral Springs. but I remember trying to put together a pull list and not understanding why there were so many different Spider-Man titles and how ongoing stories would go from one title to the next. But that's how it was in the 90s. Number 5. Alright guys, number 5, we're going to go with the Spider-Man Omnibus by Erik Larson. I always felt like Erik Larson was a great follow-up to Mark Bagley, who was a great follow-up to Todd McFarlane. I loved his take on Venom, how he would give him that elongated jaw, all those rows of teeth with that long slimy tongue, and also had a great take on Spider-Man as well. This one collects Amazing Spider-Man 287, 324, 327, and 329 through 350. He has issues 15, 18, and 21 through 23 on the Adjectiveless Spider-Man series. Plus it has Amazing Spider-Man from the 1999 Revolume, issues 19 through 21. Some material from Marvel Comics Presents, issues 48 through 50. And Spider-Man issues 19 through 20. This one had great Wolverine Spider-Man team-up books and the return of the Sinister Six. I was always a fan of Larson's Spider-Man. Number 4. Now Larson and Bagley might have been great successors to Todd McFarlane, but doesn't come close to the man himself. Number 4 on the list, I'm going with the Adjectiveless Spider-Man, which I just mentioned, by Todd McFarlane. This one collects issues 1 through 14, skips issue 15, and then gives you issue 16 with X-Force number 4, which was part of that Rob Liefeld collaboration with the horizontal format. Now with this omnibus, you're really going into it for the artwork. The story is not mind-blowing or anything to really write home about, but Todd McFarlane's innovation and recreation of what Spider-Man could be, from the spaghetti webbing to the tiny little lines in his web costume, plus the anatomy, and overall having fun with this series, just introducing every character that Todd McFarlane was a fan of from the Marvel Comics universe. It's a great omnibus, small, thin, compact, and gives you a great little series. Number 3. Now McFarlane was only able to get that Spider-Man title because of his work on this book right here, The Amazing Spider-Man by Todd McFarlane and David Michelinie, where he introduces Venom, along with starting that trend of drawing all the characters that he thought were really cool. That's why you have stuff like the Lizard, Green Goblin, Mysterio, Scorpion, Sabretooth, Captain America, and more. It collects Amazing Spider-Man 296 through 329, and come on, it's the first appearance of Venom. Number 2. Alright guys, with number 2, I'm going to go with the first volume of Amazing Spider-Man. This is actually the first omnibus that I've owned ever. Not this exact one, it was a way thicker one when it first came out, so I ended up getting a later printing so it wouldn't be such an oversized book, but I'm a stickler for, like, if I like something, I like to go all the way back to the history, the very first appearance, and that's what you get here. And probably, arguably, one of the greatest comic book runs of all time, starting with Amazing Fantasy 15, going into Amazing Spider-Man 1 through 38, plus the first 2 annuals, Strange Tales Annual 2, and the Fantastic Four Annual 1. You get so much development of Peter Parker becoming Spider-Man here, and we get the Vulture, Dr. Octopus, Sandman, the Lizard, Electro, Mysterio, the Green Goblin, the Sinister Six, Kraven the Hunter, Scorpion, and more. This omnibus is chock full of key moments, great artwork by Steve Ditko, amazing storytelling by Stan Lee, definitely one of my favorites. Guys, before we jump into number 1, my favorite Spider-Man omnibus, a great place to purchase these types of books is Cheap Graphic Novels. Cheap Graphic Novels is your online home for brand new graphic novels and collected editions up to 50% off cover price. They pride themselves on packaging your books so they arrive safely and in excellent condition, as well as prompt and helpful service. Check out their bargain bin for even greater deals up to 90% off cover price. CGN is excited to announce that they're now taking pre-orders. They're making it easier for you to ensure that you don't miss out on the hottest releases. Cheap Graphic Novels is currently running a special promotion for the Geminites. If you're a first-time customer, let them know that you were referred by Mint Collectibles at checkout and you'll receive a credit for free shipping on your next order. This promotion is only valid for the United States. Cheap Graphic Novels, your source for the hottest books with the kind of deep discounts and quality shipping and customer service that will keep you coming back for more. Number 1. Alright guys, any of you guys who know me and are fans of the channel, you already knew what number 1 was going to be. The Spider-Man vs. Venom Omnibus is my personal favorite Spider-Man Omnibus for a couple of reasons. First of all, let me just tell you what this collects without just running down the issues. Not only do we get the first appearance of Venom, but we get classic Spider-Man vs. Venom battles, like the battle you see on Amazing Spider-Man 316. The Erik Larson Venom that we see in Amazing Spider-Man 346. You get the 3-part Spirits of Vengeance miniseries with Venom, Spider-Man, and Ghost Rider. The anniversary issue Amazing Spider-Man 365 that leads into Venom's solo series Lethal Protector. And finally, we get Maximum Carnage. I mentioned this earlier in the video, but that was one of the first comic books that I've ever read. Going to the local comic shop, pick up the trade paperback, and read it front to back multiple times. This is actually the first time that we get Maximum Carnage in an oversized format like this. And I know I talk about Omnibus a lot, but I don't know if I really drive it home that the pages are larger than the pages of a typical comic book. So when you get your favorite storyline with blown up artwork, amazing coloring, and crispy white pages, it's just a must-have. So many important fights and comics and big epic stories in this omnibus. That's what makes it my favorite. And there we have it, guys, my top 10 favorite Spider-Man omnibus. Let me know which ones are your favorite in the comments below. And no cheating, no Venom omnibus, no absolute carnage. Like I said, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss a video. We are doing a giveaway for this sealed all-new Wolverine omnibus once we hit 135,000 subscribers. And that's all you got to do. Be subscribed, leave a like, leave a comment. Once we reach the milestone, we'll go live, pick a random video where I promoted this giveaway, and use a random YouTube comment generator to draw a worldwide winner. I appreciate your time, but don't go anywhere. Check out my other omnibus videos on the playlist on screen, plus my new comic book day reviews and my statue unboxings. Stay minty fresh. Peace.